How's it going, everybody? How's the happy people of the world? Today I'm in my kitchen and I'm just ready to do 15 different easy freezer meals in like just a couple hours. Everybody loves freezer meals, right? I mean, gosh, they are such a huge time saver. I've been doing freezer meals for as long as I can remember, since my little twins were running around when they were 2 years old. It's been a huge time saver for me. And it's my secret for my ADHD, okay? So if any of you guys out there have ADHD like me, this is the best ever solution because you can just make a whole bunch of meals in one day, obsessively, and then you know, every day throughout the weeks and months, you can just sit back and enjoy not having to, you know, think about making food, which is the best thing ever in my life, pretty much. So to get started, I have all of my food. I went to the grocery store yesterday and I just left it all on the counter, and then I have all the meat in the fridge right now, and I have a few items in the freezer. So yeah, they're all over the place, but I didn't want to take the meat out and leave it on the counter for too long or anything like that. You know, it really wasn't that expensive either to make 15 meals. I only spent $130 for all this, but I did have quite a few different ingredients already in my stash. So, but I didn't have any of the meat, so here, that's the most expensive part usually. So here's the recipes that I'm going to be making. We have pesto tortellini bake, easy ravioli lasagna, loaded potato soup, cube steaks with gravy, chicken French dip sandwiches, best ever healthy turkey chili, sweet and tender ribs, beef and broccoli teriyaki stir fry, which is one of my favorites, sesame honey chicken lettuce cups, cilantro lime chicken, Thai peanut chicken satay, easy sausage gumbo, beef barley stew, and chickpea wild rice soup, along with shredded beef fajitas. Oh yeah, 15 different freezer meals, and hopefully it's not gonna take very long because these are all the easiest ever. So in the past, I've always used my Ziploc gallon-sized freezer-safe bags, and they work amazing. They are the best quality freezer-safe bag. Also, I have some reusable gallon-sized freezer bags that I just got last week. So I have been testing them all out, and these ones are my favorites, and they work really great for freezing. So the links to these will be down below. But seriously, do not worry if you don't have reusables. I've used, like I said, the Ziplocs for years. They work super great. They're amazing too. So you can use in this recipe, I just need 2 baking pans. And so you can go ahead and get some of these. These are really inexpensive, just foil pans, or you can use like metal baking pans if you want to go directly from your freezer to your oven. Or there's this OXO freezer to oven glass pan, but most glass pans cannot go from the freezer to the oven or they can shatter. So keep that in mind, but this one says it's freezer to oven safe. So let's get started, guys. You guys ready to make some freezer meals? Let's do it, okay? Let's do it. So I'm gonna start with cooking up the ground turkey. Just add a little tiny bit of oil in the pan. Now, you don't actually have to cook up the ground turkey in this recipe if you don't want to, because if you're gonna be putting it in an Instant Pot or slow cooker, it can go in raw and then you can just chop it up at the end. So technically I didn't have to, but I thought I would save myself a step later and just do it now. All right, guys, now that's cooling. When the cooked turkey just cool right down, and now I'm gonna go ahead and get started on prepping the veggies, which include, I have to shred some carrots and dice some carrots and basically cut up some onions and some broccoli and celery. It's just like 5 or 6 items for 15 meals. Not bad at all. It's gonna be so fast. So now what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be dicing 2 1/4 onions. I call this a quarter because it's a baby onion, it's just so tiny. And then I have 4 onions over here that I'm gonna actually put in the blender and puree. Now to dice onions super quickly, I use this little chopper here. It's called the Mueller Austria food chopper, and it is my favorite. Watch how easy it is to do these onions, okay? So you can only have small pieces like that. Get this a little closer. And so you just put it on here and just press it down, and you have perfectly diced little mini onions in here. There we go, all my diced onions. All right, so all of these onions are peeled, and now I'm gonna get ready to put them into the blender to puree them and turn them into basically an onion smoothie. So in order to do that, I like to quarter them down a little bit to help the blender do its thing a little bit better. That's all the pureed onion. So now I'm doing 1 1/4 cups of diced carrots. So I just buy the petite ones here, and then I just kind of chop them up. This has saved myself time. That's about 1 1/4 cups, so I'll put the rest back. Okay, now I'm doing the celery. Just gonna cut off the ends. Look at that, beautiful chopped celery in like 2 seconds. Next is I need to dice up 2 red peppers. I'm gonna use my food chopper as well on this, as you know, to save me some time too. This food chopper just comes in handy. Cilantro. I'm just gonna just chop it up a little bit. You don't want it too finely chopped or anything like that. I'm just gonna quickly chop this in to florets. So I'm just keeping them pretty big because this is for like a stir fry. If you like yours a little bit more fine for your stir fries, that's totally fine. Okay, and that's the broccoli. So next up is I need to get some fresh lime juice. You can buy bottled lime juice, but I just love the taste of fresh lime juice, and And when you have one of these like lemon juicers, oh my goodness, it just makes it so much easier to get the juice out. Just a quick squeeze, you know? Lime juice is done. You guys, it smells so good. And now I have some rotisserie chicken. I'm just gonna chop it up a little bit so it's not big old pieces, but I'm kind of like bite-sized pieces. This one is for the Pesto Tortellini chicken bake. It's so delicious, one of my favorites. So for the next pre-prep, I'm supposed to thinly slice up some sausage, and it's supposed to be like a kielbasa sausage, whatever, but I just had chicken sausage already, so I just am using what I have. And I'm just gonna thinly slice this and then put it in a container, and then I'm gonna be doing the meats next, like the raw meats. That's the beauty of using these flexible cutting boards, is that you can just pour things right into bowls. So my next tip for you guys is for a recipe like a stir fry or something like that, when you need thinly sliced steak, I will go in and buy already pre-sliced steak if I can find it, to save me some time, because now all I have to do is, you know, go one direction to make them little thin strips. So that's a time saver right there, you guys. Time saver. It's one of my favorites. I love saving time in the kitchen doing freezer meals. So I'm just gonna take them out and I'm going to slice them up. Dunsky, guys. Now it's time to trim up the chicken breasts, and I'm just gonna put them in this little bowl right here. So the pre-prep is now done. All the veggies have been chopped. All the hard work is over. And it's only been 1 hour, and I did all the hardest part. All the meat's been chopped. All the veggies have been prepped. All the hard work's done. So now all I gotta do is go through each recipe one by one and measure and pour all the regular canned foods and everything else, and just dump everything in because everything's prepped. So this is the best strategy for making freezer meals I have found to save the most time and get the most done in the short amount of time. So let's get going on putting the rest of these freezer meals together. Got my handy dandy clipboard and all 15 recipes are in here. So I'm just gonna go one by one and just prep each and every one. First one I'm gonna start with is cilantro lime chicken. Okay, so it says I need 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. A glass too, because I am thirsty. And 1 cup of chicken broth. A little bit of lime juice. 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. I always use the minced in a jar kind just because it saves me so much time. Add a cup of chopped cilantro. And the black beans. Now, I always like to just take a little spoon and just kind of mix everything up together. And then this freezer meal is ready to go. This one can go in an Instant Pot or a slow cooker. So yummy. You can serve it like over rice, in tacos. I mean, there's so many ways you can use this up. And there we have it. First freezer meal done. All right, one down. Next is a sesame, honey, chicken, lettuce cups. So to make the sesame, honey, lettuce cups, all I have to do is add cornstarch to this chicken. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it right into the bag to make this a little bit easier. Who needs a bowl? That's an extra dish I have to wash, you know what I mean? Out of the way and wash my hands. Okay, so the chicken's in the bag, and now I just need to add cornstarch to this bag. And shake it all up. I'm gonna close it up and shake it. Then now shake it up, baby. Twist and shout, twist and shout. Work it on out. And there we have it. Cornstarch coated chicken for stir frying. All right, so what I need is 1/4 cup of honey. I just like to spray anything that I'm using with honey with a little bit of Pam first, just because it makes it just a little bit easier to get out of the container. So you usually will slide right out when you've sprayed it first. Yep, pretty good. One teaspoon of sesame seeds. Red pepper flakes. I have this little package from like the pizza place that they gave me, so I'm just using it. And that is it. And that is the sauce. So I just kind of mix it up a little bit. And this is what you're going to be pouring over your chicken after you stir fry it, and it coats it and gets it all deliciously sticky and delicious. I'm going to put these inside another bag. Like that. And that one's done. Check it off. And there's another one done. When you seal the bags, just make sure you try to get as much air as possible out of the bags. So that will help you reduce your freezer burn. All right, there's another one. So next is easy sausage gumbo. So you can just buy okra frozen in the store like this, and then just, you know, add it right to the bag still frozen because it's going to go back into the freezer. So you don't want to thaw it first. This is 16 ounces. So I'm just going to put like 3/4 of it in. And then 1 medium onion. And we have that all beautifully diced. So there we go. We'll throw the onion in. And we have 1 bell pepper. 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes with the juices, by the way. A tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And then I have a 4 teaspoons of salt, 4 teaspoons of pepper, and 2 dashes of hot sauce. Add a little kick to it. It's totally optional if you don't want to do that. And that's it. This one is done. And there we have it. Easy sausage gumbo is done. So by the way, if you don't have those little baggie holders like I have, you can just put your bags of any kind, Ziploc bags or reusables, in like a bowl like this and fill it this way. All right, so this one is a chickpea wild rice soup. So it starts with a 1/2 cup of yellow onion diced, 1 cup of shredded carrots. I love to buy the pre-shredded carrots, save myself some serious time. 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, 1 cup of uncooked wild rice, because as this cooks in the Instant Pot, it will actually cook there for you, which is really nice. 1 can of chickpeas or garbanzos, 4 cups of vegetable or chicken broth. So this is chicken broth that I made from scratch using rotisserie and stuff like that. And it is 4 cups. So, oh, the bag is leaking. So let's get it in there ASAP. So then we have a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of poultry seasoning, a 1/4 teaspoon of celery salt, and I'm gonna put a chicken breast in for good measure. And that's it, this one is done. Just making a mess. And there you go, chickpea wild rice soup, done. Chicken French dip sandwiches. I'm gonna go ahead and add this meal right into a little container that I use for Instant Pot cooking. It's just this little 64-ounce container with a lid, and I can put the food in it and then freeze it and then pour it right into the Instant Pot when it's done. That's it. Lid for this. I'm going to label it. All right, another meal done. All right, and now I'm gonna make beef and broccoli teriyaki. So I'm gonna start with the sauce, which takes a 1/2 cup of soy sauce or tamari sauce, 4 tablespoons of brown sugar, one teaspoon of minced garlic, half a teaspoon of minced ginger, one teaspoon of sesame seeds, half a teaspoon of toasted sesame oil, an extra squeeze for good measure, and some red pepper flakes. That's it. Okay. So this is the sauce, the beautiful, beautiful sauce. I wish you guys could smell the sauce. It smells really, really good. Really good, guys. Really good. I'm just gonna go ahead and add the sauce to this little sauce bag. So into this bag, we're going to add our 1 pound of our thinly sliced steak. Okay, and then we're going to add the cornstarch to this. Sometimes I measure that cornstarch and sometimes I don't. Because it can't hurt to have a little too much. I'm just going to shake it up. So we have this, and then we have this bag, and now we're going to add our broccoli. I'm just going to fill up the rest of the bag with broccoli. And there we have it. So now I can seal this bag. Get out as much air as possible. There we go. And now this freezer meal is done. Just doing a quick stretch. Just doing a stretch. Well guys, only a few more to go. I'm just taking a little tiny break because I'm tired. And so now I'm just taking a break, and now I'm gonna finish up the last 5, 10, I don't know, too many, I don't know. I think I'm about halfway done. Now, so hey, things are doing pretty good. Only a few more left to go. So I just made the shredded beef fajitas freezer meal and forgot to hit record. But yeah, this is a beef roast and some chorizo, garlic, beef broth, diced tomato, bell pepper, and the onion. So this one's ready to go. Well guys, I'm running out of bowls. So I'm bringing out the big guy now for the loaded potato soup recipe. We need some onion. 1 onion there. It's a bag actually of hash browns. This is the secret to making super fast loaded potato soup, okay? Got a cup of shredded carrots. Three teaspoons of garlic. 1, 2, and 3. 1/4 of a cup of butter cut into slices. We need 2 teaspoons of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. 1 teaspoon of celery salt. And last but not least is some diced ham. I just buy the pre-diced to save time. This is totally optional, I guess, so you don't even have to like add the ham if you don't want to, but I love the ham in the soup. It just makes it even better, I think. I'm just gonna stir this together. Shift it up a little bit because it's frozen. And it's okay to keep it frozen because you want it to freeze quickly anyways. So keep those potatoes frozen, do not thaw. And just kind of mix it all up. And then we're gonna add it to a freezer safe bag. I've got a feeling I'm gonna make a huge mess. And there we go. Loaded potato soup is done. Next recipe is cube steaks and gravy. So I have 6 cube steaks here. Okay, we'll wash my hands. So this recipe, we're gonna do 1 cup of pureed onions. So the final bit of onions here. And then I need 2 cups of water, so I'm just gonna use water to finish getting out the onions. I have this handy dandy measurement here that is actually 2 tablespoons. I love this measuring set. It has like so many different measures. 2 tablespoons, 1.5 tablespoons. We need 2 teaspoons of garlic. A teaspoon of salt and a dash of pepper. And this one's all ready to go. Just gonna mix the spices in and put the lid on it. Okay, now this one's all done. I'm making the best ever healthy turkey chili recipe. So it starts with a 28-ounce can of petite diced tomatoes, a tablespoon of vinegar, a tablespoon of yellow mustard, some diced onions, some chilies, kidney beans and black beans, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, a teaspoon of cumin, teaspoon of salt, and all of this beautiful cooled turkey. Look at that beauty. Up next is the sweet and tender ribs. This one is like the easiest recipe. So I have some boneless pork country style ribs. And basically all I need is some garlic, brown sugar, barbecue sauce, salt and pepper. Mix this up. Now to this, if you love certain things in your ribs, I mean, you can totally add more to this. You can add onion, you can add red bell peppers, things like that. I do have some extra onion, so maybe I will go ahead and add some onion to it. Why not? And then I'm just gonna add the ribs in there and kind of make sure they get some of that sauce on them. And now just the lid. Now this can also just go into a gallon freezer bag, so you can use whichever you like. And there we have it. Another one down, another one down. Well guys, I'm down to my last 2 recipes, and they are both the baking pan recipes. So I'm using a couple of baking pans for this recipe instead of the foil pans this time, but I've used the foil pans for years and years. So use whatever you got. I am making this first one is easy ravioli lasagna, and let me show you how it's done. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the frozen spinach and I've chopped it up, and I'm adding it to the bowl. And I'm gonna mix it with some ricotta cheese. That just looks disgusting, doesn't it, guys? Yum. And then a teaspoon of minced garlic in here. Okay, now that this is done, I'm gonna set it up here for a minute. And you can use any pasta sauce, but I made some homemade pasta sauce in my slow cooker, a recipe that's in my cookbook, Seriously Good Freezer Meals, and it's so delicious. So I'm just gonna use that. And I'm gonna add a layer of this sauce on the bottom. Okay, next will be some raviolis. So these raviolis are still frozen, okay? They are frozen solid. And this is just the easiest way that I've found to make lasagna, guys, okay? Then I'm gonna go with half of this ricotta mixture. Okay, so next we're gonna do some of the mozzarella cheese. freezer burn, I like to gently press on a piece of plastic wrap to help remove the air. And then this has its own lid. All right, and this one's done. Now it's the final recipe. Pesto tortellini bake. Here's the rotisserie chicken that I prepped earlier. So all I need is a bag of cheese tortellini. Frozen is what I prefer. You can use fresh, but keep it frozen if you can. So I just pulled it out of the freezer. And then we use 2 jars of Alfredo sauce. You need 2 jars because if you don't, it won't be creamy enough, guys, okay? So it seems like a lot, but these jars are fairly inexpensive, so you can also make your own homemade Alfredo sauce if you like, but you just need quite a bit of it. So all we need is a 1/2 cup of pesto, 1 cup of mozzarella cheese, I put a little Parmesan in the mix. Let's mix this up. This is probably one of my most favorite, most easiest freezer meals of all time. Takes like 2 seconds and it is the bomb, guys. It's bomb.com. Do people still say that? I doubt it. I'm gonna go ahead and use this Calphalon baking pan here. I am going to, since it's aluminum, coat it with a little coat of Pam, a cooking spray, just to help it clean up. All right, and now we're just gonna add it to the pan. Spread it out. And you can sprinkle with Parmesan and a little bit of extra mozzarella if you like. If you have it, why not? It's not, you know, it's not in the directions, but hey, I always like everything extra cheesy, so. And that's it. Pesto tortellini bake. So I use plastic wrap and just press down. And then this one also has a lid, so I can actually just pop the lid on, and this one's ready for the freezer. So that's it. Those are all my 15 freezer meals. Woo, all done. I hope you enjoyed, you know, making all these freezer meals with me and stuff. So all 15 are done. This is what they look like in the freezer. Isn't it amazing? Oh, it's gonna be so nice to have all of these dinners just done for the next few weeks. You can find all these recipes in the link below, and hope you guys have a happy day. Make sure and like and subscribe my channel if you liked this video and you want to see more freezer meals.